And this isn't an angle that people are sick of at this point. Freaking mic stand, man into microphone at his office with some weird RGB. This is an imagined locale. There were loads of research went into constructing this place. The only thing that's missing are the soundproof foam that is less for utility and more for aesthetic. So I'm just another standard white guy who started a different kind of channel. My main avenue of content is scripted stuff or improvised stuff, shorts, sketch, however you want to describe it. Content that takes, well, for one, I don't really consider it content. I consider it work. It's work that takes time to feel good about, to have something worthwhile in my mind to say. But because of that, I don't make a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to make more things, and that's the whole purpose of this second channel here, to create something that isn't as high tech, and because of that, it's my own little thing. It's a new channel, and I made an interesting discovery with this new channel in that YouTube has a particular algorithm for new creators, I guess, or at the if anything, this is a massive coincidence that I just wanted to talk about because it's caught my eye and has bothered me a little bit just for the type of person I am, but also to me it kind of speaks to what kind of platform YouTube has become. So here I am on my second channel. This is just the launch page for a YouTube channel that at this point has 3 subscribers. I'm pretty sure I know every single one of them, since at this point this whole project is kind of my own little secret that if people find access to, I would consider trespassing. And right off the bat, we look down to a video like right here. Yeah, this one that's playing. Can I circle it? Yeah, this one right here. Small YouTubers do this to make the algorithm love you from Grow Your Gaming Channel, which first things first, amazing that you can create a whole channel where all of your content is Grow Your Gaming Channel. That to me doesn't sound like a leech on the belly. And I'm doing my best to not try and be super cynical here, because at the end of the day, these are people who make livings, and by doing this kind of stuff, they're able to feed themselves and their kids or their family and whatever. So it's a hustle more than anything else. But from my artistic perspective, I still have these kinds of notions that stick on to me. So bear with me if things sound a little snarky. It's mostly just me trying to make light of something, but I understand that it might come off as hollier than I'm not hollier than anything else. I also make jokes about the stuff that comes out of my butt every now and again. Yet this video being presented right in front of me as also a carrot being dangled over the horsey. As a new channel, I just think why. I think why, and then I keep going down here, and I can probably get rid of that circle at this point. And, aside from other things, just guitar live streams and all that stuff, at the very least, here's a good video by Dan Coe that to me captures what I feel the most, which is that when you're making stuff, you are making it as you. I was glad that I saw this video on here at the very least, but we keep going, and we're getting some other stuff. But I was also getting these vidIQ videos recommended to me a lot, but it wasn't that one specifically. There were other videos that were coming up, like this is how much YouTube pay me. It was loaded with videos that all ultimately were focused on the YouTube game versus using this platform for something else. Stuff like that grow your gaming channel, and also these other things that try to make YouTube feel like an avenue for money, which it certainly is. To me, is just throwing the horse a whole state in front of the cart. When we make things, at least this is the approach I always take, we should ultimately try and make things for ourselves. We have to walk a certain rope when it comes to bundling it for an audience, and we'll make compromises then as to how we package certain things. But ultimately, when we make anything, we're trying to do so as ourselves, and we're not trying to create something that is purely driven for monetary gain. For some people, that is the pursuit. That's what they do. I think it's strange that as a new channel, that's immediately what is thrown in my face by YouTube. But I think it also speaks to what the culture of YouTube has become, which is that it's now a bank loaded with eyeballs and thus advertiser dollars, and everyone wants to try and get a piece of that money. Whenever there is a big pot of money, people will find ways to get access to it. That's just how markets work. And it's always been strange to me, not that I don't understand this, but for me, making things has always felt more as expression versus as anything to make money from. It's a luxury when you're in a position to make money off of expressing yourself, because that's the whole ideal of a platform like this, of people coming on to YouTube to be able to make money for just being themselves. It's why it's the most wanted job of most people. I never want to approach it like a job. I always want to just approach it from getting closer to myself. It's something that I remember a lot from, I gotta lower my shoulders, from the Gary Shandling documentary, which you can watch on HBO Max, that was made by Judd Apatow, one of his proteges, that everything we try to do should be in an effort to get closer to ourselves. And when people go onto YouTube, mostly with their eyes agape, thinking they could be like a Game Grumps or these other kinds of things, you will lose sight of what you can do on a platform like this, and the freedom that you have to try and figure out what it is you have. Stand-up comedians understand this. Some stand-up comedians understand this, because you can kind of be someone else on that stage, but the audience has a way of telling you who you are based on how they respond to what you're presenting to them. And coming into tune with that level of authenticity is also coming into tune with, what it is that you are and what you have to offer. You can't approach anything thinking the whole goal is to create something sustainable. That's like step 10 or 30 of anything. Step 1 always has to be, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? What What is something that I have a passion for? And remember, passion is not love. It's what is something that is weighing over me potentially, something that I can't remove from my head, that keeps processing and processing, spinning through, that I have to uh, investigate on some level, because that's what expression is. And that ultimately is why I have a channel like this, because there are only so many ways you can package ideas inside of something like a story or into a vehicle like a film. And at least for my productivity, I could feel it getting in my way, because I needed other avenues to process thoughts that didn't feel as high stakes as something like making a film, because you have to go into scripting and shooting and editing, and it's a process. I'm amazed if anyone could make 2 or 3 films a year. It is such a labor to get it across the finish line. And I've done other kinds of projects like web series and things like that, and it takes a lot out of you, and there's only so much you can talk about inside of a specific piece. So for me, this whole pursuit is trying to become more in tune with myself. But then I'm reminded that when I'm on this platform as a new channel, there are people who have more of a mindset to just try and play whatever the algorithm is, and build something that, without any kind of personal attachment, will fade away. That's the way of most things. If you're playing purely on spectacle and on trying to game a system, and you have no fortitude or sense of what essence has people gravitate to you, it doesn't matter how many views you're gonna get. It does not matter. Even people like Mr. Beast at some point become a victim of the zeitgeist. They occupy a cultural moment, and at a certain point, it's their time to leave. It's okay for things like that to happen, for things to have an ending, because if things just kept going forever, I don't think we would really appreciate what kind of value that moment had. And that's one of the nice things with art. That's one of the nice things with artists and being alive, is that you are a part of this ongoing thing, and you have an opportunity to contribute to that trajectory of humanity, whether it's mine or like a channel like this, where if 5 people watch this, it's incredible, or you're lucky to be someone like a Steven Spielberg or a Paul Thomas Anderson, and you have access to the necessary resources to create the things that you want to make, and you're able to make something that has such a strong resonance with a whole group of people. That's all I really wanted to talk about here in this video. I don't like this culture of grow, play the online systems, because in the end, who cares? The right people who will like your stuff will find you. If you're just trying to play hype games to get known and get found, if you don't have any kind of sense of your soul, you will get found out. You get eaten out easily, and not in a good way. I just caught on to the double entendre there. Yeah, just always remember, everything is about what you want and what you want to be and what you find interesting and what you love and what you hate, because that's what makes you the creator, the artist that you should be. You can have inspirations and influences, but all of those only feel significant to you because you're feeling someone else experience the thing that you're feeling. It's providing you somewhat of an equation to get to your own answer. It's not going to be the exact template, but it's it creates, at least for me, a drive to uh, figure out what my own equation is and whether I can solve it or not. I mean, that's the pursuit of a lifetime. Uh, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go now. I gotta get back to uh, important things.